Hi guys, and welcome to Married with Clix. This should have been Game 6 of a War of Light tournament. And we actually played it out, Jason and I. In this round, it's the first round of round 2, is Orange Lanterns, who won against the Indigo Lanterns, versus Green Lanterns, who won against Necron, in a sort of bye round. Because there weren't actually 10 teams. Now, we had played this out, and it was actually a really awesome, epic game that I wish you guys could have seen, but when we were transferring it onto my computer for editing, the files disappeared. So, without being able to recover them, instead I'm going to give you guys kind of just a lowdown on what happened during the game, visual representation, so you guys aren't just looking at me talking to you. So, I went first. And I chose the Coast City map, which you guys can see here. And my Green Lantern team, for those of you that don't remember, is Ion, Kyle Rayner, and Sodom Yet with the green battery. Jason's Orange Lantern team is the Battery, Ophidian, Larfleeze, Sade, a controller, and a controller's construct. And Larfleeze has the ability to bring in the Orange Lantern constructs as well as the Orange Lantern absorbed. Now, going into this, I was at a slight disadvantage against the Orange Lantern, specifically because of Larfleeze, and that putting any constructs on my guys, Larfleeze has a power that is -1 to all of your combat values if you are using a construct. And, which means that they'll be getting the +1 for all of their stats except damage with the Green Lantern ring there, but because Larfleeze is -1 to all of the combat values, the only thing that would happen, basically, if I put a construct on anybody on my team, I would automatically be -1 damage, which is not where I want to be with these guys, especially with how much damage they do deal. So instead, going in, I decided to pretty much leave my battery alone. Now, starting off, I brought Kyle Rayner up into, there's this little spot here. You guys can't see it. There. There's a little spot in there where Kyle is actually, let's see if I can bring this forward. Yeah, Kyle's actually on elevation 1 there, in between a piece of blocking and elevation 2, so it kind of kept him away from Jason's team. Whereas Jason didn't do much other than make some new guys and put up some barriers to lock himself in. So the next turn, I picked up an ultra heavy object with Sodom Yet, brought him up here with Ion. So they're sitting there. Again, all Jason does is basically just use an action to put down a pog and kind of just sits there with his team over there in his starting area. So that leaves me to clear, pass. Jason brings out another guy. And he's barriering up and basically just turtling a lot with this team, which is what this team is basically built to do. So after he does that, I kind of tried to figure out how to get a good running shot in with Kyle to see Ophidian. And at this point, Ophidian was over here. He had sidestepped to there. So I was trying to get a good spot in on Ophidian. There was a barrier here. I couldn't get to Larfleeze because of where this elevator was situated. And I wanted to get to Ophidian, but I couldn't get a good read on where he was. So instead I decided I was just going to reposition myself. Now, I had repositioned myself over to here. And what I didn't take into effect is that at that point, Kyle Rayner is actually still in range of Ophidian. And because Ophidian is giant, he is at the same level as Elevation 2 as Kyle, and I could have actually turned that action into a running shot instead of having it just be a straight attack there. So that was a big missed opportunity for me. So Jason started bringing out more pogs, and then brought these guys over to kind of just annoy me over here. So I was a little tied up with these guys. Actually, these guys were like that. So I was a little tied up with these guys, And with that being tied up, he'd also brought Sade forward. So what I had done with Kyle with his duo attack, he was double tokened over here. So what I'd had to do was Sodomyet had to get rid of these guys because there was ways for Jason to get rid of my defense abilities, and I wanted to get these guys out of the way and also bring Sodomyet over to attack Sade. So I had used Sodomyet to take out this guy. And then, I had used him to take out this guy, and then Ion here outwitted this guy's poison. So once Kyle was clear, he took a shot at Sade, and then using his duo attack ability, had moved over to here to attack this guy and got him out of the way. Which left Sodomyet actually open to come the next time around and attack Sade. At this point, Jason had put down yet another Pog, and we had another Pog come up here. So Sodomyet had charged Sade. Now the problem with that was that I got a good hit in, but then he was just kind of stuck. So the next turn, Jason had positioned his guys around, and then once Sade hit Sodomyet, she's got a power that basically just moves. Once she successfully hits someone, she can move them up to their full movement and with a whole bunch of improved movements. So she had taken Sodomyet after damaging him and put him over here, right in front of Larfleeze and a whole bunch of his guys. So while Ion was still here and Kyle was bouncing around to attack Sade and his Orange Lantern constructs, Sodomyet was here, stuck here, very damaged, very hurting, and at this point I had gotten a fair amount of stack of the Orange Lantern Absorb, so I was actually up in points. But I was in a very dangerous spot with Sodomyet suddenly stuck there. He is showing hypersonic on his dial there, so I tried to break away to hypersonic, try to get an attack in, while get Sodomyet out of danger, and hopefully get him back to my power battery. Now, I couldn't have healed because he had made it to his stop click, but at least I could have gotten him out of danger's way. The only problem with that was that I had rolled a 1 on my hypersonic breakaway, which even on regular hypersonic would have caused me not to be able to break away. He did have plasticity, so it would have just been a normal breakaway roll anyways, but still that left me with not being able to break away, and suddenly I'm double tokened. So, well, Ion and Ion and Kyle over here were pretty much clearing and taking some poison. Sodomyet got just obliterated by Jason's team, and now I am in a very dangerous spot because Kyle is hurting and Sodomyet is dead. So at this point, with a whole bunch of Pogs having knocked out, I started to just kind of be very afraid of Sade and move back. Now, he was unafraid to do anything, and Kyle got taken out. He finally started moving all of his guys forward. Larfleeze finally made a move forward. Basically, Ophidian got stuck in a spot where he wasn't really doing, Ion. Ion got stuck in a spot where he wasn't really doing anything. Jason had all of his attackers free. There was no real risk to it. Even with bringing out extra Pogs and giving me damage for them, he was in a spot where he could easily take me out. And that's basically what he did over the next few rounds with Ion stuck where he was. Even trying to get a support roll on Ion didn't happen because I was missing that. And so the Orange Lanterns completely wiped the Green Lanterns. Without me doing too much damage, I damaged Sade a little bit, and I killed 5 or 6 Orange Lantern Absorbs. So in an actual tournament, I would have gotten some points in, but other than that, Jason was able to get all of his constructs on his characters with impunity, had no fear of doing that, was able to use his power battery to take any powers away from me. So when I needed an invulnerable, he was able to take that away. When I finally put a energy shield on Kyle Rayner, he was able to take that away. And when I put the decoy on Ion, he was able to take that away. So anything that I was doing to benefit my team, he was able to counter, and counter very hard. So it came down to, and I had actually said it right in the game, when I failed that breakaway roll with Sodom Yat, that lost me the game. If I had been able to pull him out of that area and go on the retreat, go on complete defensive with my team, and basically run out time while collecting points for the Orange Lanterns absorbs, it would have been a complete different game for me. But instead, my dice just were not agreeing with me. Jason's dice were doing everything for him. He was landing every single attack he needed to land. Even when he needed 10s and 11s, he was able to make those attacks. I couldn't make a single impervious roll. He took away my shape change. I couldn't break away. It was just not a good turnout for me on a game that is so reliant on dice. You can do as much as you can and still lose because the dice just aren't there for you. So the two fatal mistakes that Jason said that I made in this game was the first one with Kyle Rayner, moving him forward, and when I moved him from here to here and not taking that running shot on Ophidian was a bad move. And what I really just hadn't realized was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Kyle's got a 9 range. So I didn't have the exact movement. I would have had to perplex up my movement to get a running shot to there. But even if I had just moved to here, I still would have had the 9 range on Ophidian. And I should have counted out the squares a little bit more and planned that. And then, of course, my next downfall would have been the roll off or the breakaway roll that I missed with Sodom Yat. So that was that game, and I'm sorry that you guys didn't get a chance to see this, but hopefully this little visualization here helped you guys know what happened in the game a little bit better than just watching me sit here and explain it to you guys, so I could actually show you the figures and what went down. So we are looking forward to finishing off this tournament and over the next few weeks and see who wins overall. Although after that game, I'd be surprised if the Orange Lanterns didn't win it all.
Married with Clix is proudly sponsored by Majestic's Comics, Collectibles, and Games, located in Costa Mesa, California, near the Orange County Fairgrounds. If you don't happen to live in the Costa Mesa, California area, though, you can check out their website, linked down below, majesticccg.com, where you can check out all kinds of stuff to shop for, their regular tournament listings if you happen to live in the area, or if you need to shop, they've always got some Heroclix stuff if you check out both their eBay store, which is linkable in their website, as well as their online store, which I believe should be having product added soon enough. Also, they keep regular articles written by some of the great minds in Heroclix, including Adam Friedman, the 2014 Heroclix Nationals champ, and of course, the owner of the store, Patrick Yabjoko, the 2014 Heroclix Worlds champ, 2014 Team Worlds champion, as well as the 2014 DragonCon ROC champion. Wow, that's quite a year he had last year. I think he's going to repeat it in 2015, right? So, don't forget to check the link down below, or check out the store if you live in the area.